You've heard you need progressive overload to get results from home workouts. And you probably think you're doing it. I did too, until my left shoulder and my right hip started aching. That wasn't progressive overload. That was sloppy progressive overload. At 40, trying to add weight every week, that's not a strategy. That's a recipe for your joints getting sore and ultimately for getting injured. I learned this during my 18-month physique transformation, training at home with the free weights I have. Learn from my mistakes. These 3 progressive overload secrets will help you build muscle without punishing your joints. Let's get into it. Push for progressive overload long enough, and the thing that will break down first is usually your exercise technique. A compromise here with exercise technique, it never seems like much, but it's a slippery slope. And it sounds right. You're really trying to eke out that little bit of adaptation a little bit faster. But at 40, cutting corners like this, trying to create shortcuts, this trade-off just isn't worth it. Eventually, your body starts paying the price. First, by not moving as well, but then progressing to actually being sore, and if you continue pushing through that, eventually getting injured. So what to do is just do the opposite of those exercise technique shortcuts. Lower weights more slowly. Lower weights more slowly. Have a smooth transition from when you lower the weight to when you press it back up. And don't shortcut range of motion to make it a little bit easier. If you can't lift it through the toughest point of the lift or the exercise with good form, then lighten up. Your body still needs more time to adapt, to progress. Here's the next part that progressive overload commonly breaks down. If you've been sticking to your home workouts for more than a few months, you know the feeling. The beginner gains and progress, they start to slow down. And instead of thinking this is normal, which it is, you start thinking that the program isn't working or that's not working as well as it used to. So instead of realizing that's normal, you start to push even harder. And the only problem is that this isn't an effort issue. It's just how fast the body and your muscles adapt. So look, after that initial 3 to 6 months, that beginner period, you don't need to push for progressive overload. You don't need to push to do more every single workout quite as aggressively because it can backfire. It'll lead to what we talked about in the first point about some bad habits in how you perform the exercises to try and lift more weight or do more reps. And you'll probably experience, like I did with my shoulder and my hip, that you'll develop some aches and pains somewhere that'll start to affect your workouts. And a simple strategy that I like to keep in mind, that I like to help coach my clients through when they reach this point, is instead of aiming and pushing for lifting a little bit more weight or doing a few more reps every single week, and instead aim to increase every 2 weeks. It gives your body that little bit of extra time to keep adapting, even as progress starts to slow down. The truth is, you can't just add 5 pounds to your exercises every single week. If you try and do that, you'll destroy your joints before you ever build real muscle. So if you want a structured home workout program that factors in these progressive overload secrets we're talking about, then grab my free 4-week home workout program in the description. Consider it a 30-day test drive of how I coach my clients. It's completely free. Now, you might be wondering, am I telling you it's okay to not push as hard in your home workouts? And the answer is no, of course not. You still have to push hard. But at 40 and over, we have to pay attention to with how your body recovers, with how your body responds to working out, to being pushed and working out, that we want to factor in so that you don't get sidelined, especially by strategies that you could do in your 20s and 30s and get away with it, no problem. So again, yes, pushing hard is still important. Progressive overload is a big part of how you get results. But the next secret is that we don't have to push hard all the time. Because at 40, that's just not a sustainable reality anymore. And what I recommend here is actually alternating between periods where you grind hard, where you push hard, where you really chase progress, But you also alternate this with periods where you back off a little bit. You leave a couple more reps in the tank. For me personally, I like to switch that focus up every 12 weeks, which is how long I run my own home workout phases. If you prefer yours to be shorter, you could just alternate every 4 to 6 weeks. In that back off phase, you're leaving 1 or 2 reps in the tank. It gives your joints, it gives your body a bit of a break from all the hard training. It's a win-win for us 40-year-olds. You still get to train hard, but you also keep training. So you can stay consistent to achieve that physique transformation you're after, all from working out at home. Now, stopping sloppy progressive overload, that's just one piece of the puzzle. So if you're stuck in that Bermuda's triangle of fitness, as I call it, not fat, not skinny, but you still don't have as much muscle as you want to have, you need the full system for what to do, what to follow. In my last video, I broke down the 4 underlying habits that completely bridge that gap for men over 40 working out at home. Progressive overload is one of them, but the other 3 will fill in the blanks so you can make sure your home workout program is on track and is going to get you the result you want. No wasted time, no wasted energy. Click right here to watch that video next, and I'll see you there.